Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing fantastically well on this very Friday evening, Monday evening. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. We've got Mr. Luke and Explosive Turton in the building. So, how are you tonight?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I mean, what a day it's been, especially for Forest. The most expected news about us staying in the Europa League has finally been confirmed. I mean, I sort of know what we're going to do with this one, Mr. Turton.
Well, look, if a team fails to read their emails and doesn't address their multi-ownership problem in March, in May, and in June, when they had ample time to do it in, by the way, then look, they deserve to be punished. Like, it's a bit sad on the fan base because they've won a trophy. They think they're going to get into Europa League, and then it's Conference League. But again, they've got more of a chance of winning the Conference League.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a shame about the fan base because, and even the players, because obviously, they would have gone from, being where they were to actually find out, oh, we're already in the conference. So, yeah, it's still European football, like I said about Forest, whatever competition they're going in before all this came out. But, I mean, don't feel sorry for the players and the fan base because obviously they're being penalised um, for the ownership.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, that's the way around with owners in general, isn't it? That fan bases and the players get punished for their owners' ineptitude. Now, at the end of the day, you you play well, you win a trophy, and then you go into Europe. I think they should simplify this down a little bit. I think they should make it so that if you win an English Cup, you go into the Conference League. Then, if you win that competition, then you go into the Europa League the next season, because Europa League then follows into Champions League. I think that that would be a much more simpler way of doing it, saying if you win both of our cups, it's a Conference League place. If you finish higher than the Conference League place, then it's Europa League, and so on and so on. I think all of this, oh, if you win the Carabao Cup, then it's Conference League, FA Cup, then it's Europa League. I just think it gets a little bit complex. Like, simplify it down.
Yeah, definitely. It's just how they done it all. It's just been very disturbing to say least. I mean, it just probably I don't know if it's UEFA or the FA not really done the thing on the places like you said.
Well, I think, to be honest, it's down to UEFA, but but still, the rules were set out, and the conditions of what they had to follow were also set out at the start of the season. Every team within the Premier League, again this year, will receive an email. If you make European football, this is the rules you have to follow. And that's for teams that qualify every year. That's for teams that qualify occasionally or a surprise team. It's the same across the board for every single team within the UEFA Confederation will receive exactly the same thing in case they make Europe. Being
But
ignorant being ignorant to the situation is not a defense. You have you have to make sure that your club is in order, and at the end of the day, Palace's board was not in order, so they got targeted, punished for it. But at the end of the day, if you're going into a competition which you're likely to now go and win, which will be the third trophy in the last 2 seasons, in right, yeah, you've got to go and play in the back end of Lithuania now. But again, you've got to be relative. We finished higher than Palace anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan. All right, lads. Yes, mate. Hope you're well. But yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. I mean, it just, yeah, it just, you know what? I'm sort of glad it's over with now, and hopefully that we all can move on. It's just a shame. I said it last night that it's just a shame how they left it to literally a week before the Conference League actually starts next weekend. Well, I know it started anyway, but for either club, they would have to juggle their schedule and with everything, which would have been pain for everyone. Yeah, I know we would have been playing Sunday anyway, but the preparation for Thursday, preparation for Sunday wouldn't have been as good if. Well, it won't be for either team now because obviously, um, well, would have been for Palace anyway because obviously there's uncertainty of us going into it. Obviously, Nuno planning, obviously the preparation and that.
Well, I'm just looking at the fixtures. The Premier League have got a bit of a headache now, by the way,
Mm.
because you know how we got our game moved to the Sunday against West Ham because
Yeah,
of that European playoff that now we're not playing. Palace are due to play Aston Villa on the Friday. Well, if they're playing on the Thursday, how can they play Thursday and Friday?
they probably move us to the Friday night knowing. Um,
They'll put. Well, they're gonna have to do something because they've both been selected for Sky, and I'm pretty sure that the third round Conference League qualifying for the third round. Let's have a look. Oh, come here.
yeah,
Oh
I'm good, Lou.
God.
Hope you're well. Um,
I'm just having a look at see if I can find. Oh, for the love of Crunky. It's not making it easy for
but
me,
I
is it?
know what I mean. I think they. I sort of did get. I got it when they changed Forest around because obviously the all we were seeing the Conference League to start with, and I know I get Saturdays because obviously the hundreds. But even then, like if they knew what was happening, why didn't they reverse it beforehand? Because obviously, it is a bit annoying now that they're having to change everything.
You know what? Sometimes you just want to find out details, and they just will not give it you.
What I'm Lou.
Hold on, no, it's not that, is it? It's
I'm good,
playoff.
please. Hope you're well as well. Um, I will get onto your comments, Nathan. Obviously, you asked about transfers and all that. We are going to do transfers talk a bit later on anyway. But I completely agree with what you said on that one, Nathan, about 4 or 5 signings. Completely agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I've just found it on Google. It's finally come up. The second leg of the playoff is the 28th, which is when so that's 28th. On the 29th, they're due to play Aston Villa. There is no way on that planet that that is happening.
Mm.
There is no way on the planet that Crystal Palace are playing on the Thursday night in the back knows where, and then going to go and play Aston Villa away on the Saturday, on the Friday. There is no way that is legally going to happen. So somewhere that game is going to change.
Yeah, definitely. Completely agree with you because obviously it's going to be a ball ache now, especially for them to like try and sort it all out. Um, but I can imagine they're older now. I mean, they left it late, and obviously people take days off and everything, so obviously make plans. But that's not gonna happen. I mean, I know they did it. Did they do it to Liverpool a couple of years ago when they played in the League Cup and they played in the Club World Cup, and they were made to play under 18s team, and whilst the first team was at a Club World.
Well, this is slightly different because UEFA and the FA will talk to each other and they'll know that that Premier League game is so easily movable. They can literally. It's not even a problem for Sky because all they need to do is put us on at 8 o'clock on the Friday, and then chuck the Palace game on the Sunday at 2 o'clock. Just reverse the fixtures round, because that's what it would have been the other way round. So just do it that way round instead.
Yeah, that if they do it, it should be. That's the thing. But I mean, it's Sky, it's the Premier League. They don't do things normal as the fans think we are quite normal. But it is Sky and everything anyway. So you never know. But yeah, I completely agree that you never know what's gonna happen, especially with them ones. But you know what? Fair play on actually. I mean, I know Sky and all that would have done that on the basis of um, what meant to happen, but I think there seems a bit of common sense that should have been pursued, especially after the whole it was going to the thingy, because they would have thought then, oh, let's just keep both of them as a normal kickoff. Then if we have to change it, we change it, or even put it as a late kickoff, if you know what I mean.
Well, someone's got to change with it, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I love in the chat tonight as well. To chat quite basically about lots of things. I know they're talking about transfers and all that. But I mean, obviously now it's kind of come up to the role Europa League. Obviously, we're going to get 8 games, 4 at home, 4 away. It's any ties that you would want in there.
To be honest, I'm just excited by the teams that are in it. To be honest, now there's a lot of good teams in that. That have been confirmed already, and ones that are potentially going to make it as well. I mean, end of the day, it's a lot more exciting when you can play teams like Stuttgart.
Yeah, definitely, definitely complete, definitely. But yeah, I mean, get in the chat, guys. See, would you want to play in there as well too? I mean, it has been said by Sky today that obviously Forest were being cautious on transfers. I know Phil said it last week. I know you said it as well, especially with the transfers and all that, suggesting that Forest probably will wait to the decision, which was today, and we all know it now. And
I
even
mean,
Sky Sports News said that they were gonna Forest were gonna kick on now with the transfers.
it was about 15 minutes, wasn't it, between the announcement of the Europa League confirmation and the announcement of James McAtee being close. I mean, it's almost like they were holding off on these deals just to go, well, if it's Conference League, we're going to struggle. If it's Europa League, we'll just go bang, bang. I'm pretty convinced as soon as they get James McAtee over the line, the next one will be a fullback. The next one will be a wide player. You'll see it start to come into a bit more of a fruition. I honestly believe at this point we've got I've looked at the options that are out there after McAtee. I mean, there was talk of Sauguto Mangasa from Monaco as a midfielder. Well, if you're going to get him and McAtee and that's your midfield sorted, then then you're looking for literally just wide options. That Chichao deal's gone very quiet. I I definitely say that that's an option that can play both sides, and I'm not buying all of these links to Costas Shimikas, I have to admit, to address that. I'm not buying it. I can't see us spending that much on his wages. So I think we're looking for more versatile players anyway that can play both sides. I mean, we've already got Ola and Nico that can play either side. You've got if you get Chichawin, he can play on the right side. McAtee's a central attacking midfielder, so he basically rotating with Morgan, or you can play him slightly deeper as well, or you can play him slightly wider. Yeah, Musa was the one that were linked with Milan, but I'm not convinced by him either. His numbers don't add up.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Timoshat, obviously, how would you feel about him, Lou? I know he's been linked with us.
I don't buy it. I don't.
You don't
I
buy it?
don't. But I do not understand why you would. Well, I can understand why you would want um Shimikas, but for me, no. I I can't see it myself.
Mm. So obviously they're on about somewhere won't get me on that phone. What about Musa who's at AC Milan?
Nah, his numbers don't stack up.
Mm-hmm. Leaf Davis, natural left back.
I don't know.
Uh,
Again, it's not that simple for me.
mm-hmm. Obviously, what do you think, Omari Hutchinson? Obviously, he wants to come back to the Premier League. Star Sports been obviously they've spoken quite a bit about his transfer fee. I know Forest rating for 35 million got rejected. That's relegation clause when expired now. Would you go in any more high for him, or would you say look for someone else that is cheaper?
Um, I genuinely wouldn't go any higher. If we're buying McAtee, I wouldn't go higher on Murray Hutchinson. Um, I I wouldn't want us to do 30 on McAtee and 40 on Amari Hutchinson. I mean, if we've got that sort of money that we can spare out and still do the other options, then
Mm,
yeah, great. That would be decent option to have in the squad. But I just I just don't see us having that much there if we're gonna have to go for um Amari Hutchinson as well as McAtee. I mean, I'd have gone for Arnaud Calamendo, but it looks like Brentford are edging that one.
mm. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, interesting to hear that. To be fair, I mean, I think there's been so many links with players. I mean, like I said, I know you said it would need a couple of fullbacks, couple of attacking players just to finish it out. I mean, even that centre midfield thing, could you see that we do, even if we, I know James McAtee coming in now, and so that's number 10 sort of will become that bit more bulkier, because obviously we all know McAtee will play there. Guess what? Anderson can play there. We all know he can. Would you still going for a central midfielder?
Mm, I think that's why we're looking at mm, Mangasa. I think that's why we are looking at Mangasa. But I I do I do think that we will probably add a couple more after
Yeah.
after McAtee. It's going to be fullback, double fullbacks, and probably a wide player afterwards.
Mm. Yeah, completely agree with you on that. I mean, it's nice to see it. I think especially with everything at the minute, I think, especially like you said, fullbacks and attacking player. I mean, how many players? I mean, that sounds like you only want 3 players in then. If I've got my maths right.
Um, 4 tops. I know Nuno said that he wanted 6 in.
Mm.
Um, that was before Angus Gunn, so that's 5. McAtee, that brings it down to 4. So 2 fullbacks, a wide player, and another central mid will do it.
Yeah, that's fair shots actually. To be fair, I mean it's
I mean, if,
sounds about
I
right.
mean, I mean, look, if you can get through the door, if you can get, you've got your goalkeeper sorted as your backup. If you can get 2 fullbacks in, a midfielder, and then another wide player, that's your 5 plus McAtee. I mean, look, we've we've got to move quick, but at the same time, they've got to be the right players to fit the system. And I think now, if we've not identified a couple of deals which are very close to being completed, I'd be disappointed because they've had long enough to get these plans in motion and they just need to get on with it.
Mm. 4 or 5, as Nathan said, surely. I mean, he near enough agree with you. Um, Jota, I mean, what do you think to the whole Jota thing? I mean, I know I probably have asked you before, last week about it. Me personally, I keep him for the cup squads, and bring him off when, especially if we are winning and we need the engine just to keep the pressure up. But how would you feel about it?
That one would be, and if he's going, the next one in has that if you let him go, there has to be one coming straight in the other way. We can't be faffing around. If
Mm,
you're gonna get rid of a player now, there has to be confidence that you're replacing him like that. There has to be a deal almost lined up because they've also known about this Jota thing for ages. It's
mm,
not like a deal's come out of nowhere and got and blindsided the club. If you're going to sell Jota, you're going to have to bring a player in almost instantaneously. Because I factor in the transfers of, okay, the squad we've got now, 4 more options in will do it.
mm. Yeah,
You've
yeah.
got you've got to replace players now that are going to leave. The time where we was getting rid of player after player after player, that's gone. That was the start of the window. You've done that with your Sosas and your O'Briens, your Turners. You've got rid of the bulk now. If you're getting rid of a player, you've got to be convinced you're going to have another player to come and replace them because the squad is not huge anymore.
Yeah, and don't forget, and I know I don't say this, but I know sometimes I do forget about these players, and obviously I know you might start coming what I'm going to say on this one, but we've still got 2 players that are not in. I wouldn't say the bomb squad because I know that one's sort of gone out the window now, um, but obviously still got Emmanuel Dennis, we've still got Josh Bowler on the books. I mean, I think the both deals went out next year, if I'm correct with their contracts, but I mean it's near enough all the players that we did sign now that would have left. Anyway, so I mean, like you said, we have literally got rid of bulk of them now, so it's just a matter of just um, bulking it the squad up. And if you do have players leaving, get them in. Make sure that we do strengthen, um, strengthen. And I mean, I don't would stand over on Jota because I think um, it could do a job for us. But if like you said, if we need to bring in an extra body now just to replace, would you be looking at it and thinking, yeah, I need to bring in someone that probably not be the same level as Jota, but would you say um, you need to improve it where they're either going to be Andorra's level or much better level?
I think if you are gonna sell Jota, there's probably likely to be a loan player that you can bring in that's gonna be able to float in and out, want some Premier League experience. I mean, to be honest, I'd be looking at Ben Doak from Liverpool. I mean, bringing bringing a talent in that just it doesn't really expect to start every week, but you can drip him into games, get him up to speed with the interchange because you've then got Europa League as well against higher opposition. I think to that sense, now we've got a real chance to cement ourselves with some really decent players in the squad. So
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
that's a point from Nathan. That's a point about Adama Traore. Now,
You could beat
how
me to Spain
much,
about that.
yeah, how much does Nuno want Adama Traore? Because if Nuno really wants Adama Traore, then for me, that deal gets done. But I also think the problem is that Fulham are really, really struggling to get their wide players in. Reece, uh, Reece Nelson and Raheem Sterling.
Mm.
They're really struggling to get either of those over the line. So to me, I think that Adama will, if that one happens, that'll probably be later in the window when
Yeah,
it gets to kind of the last couple of hours and deals start to just click into place. Because I mean, look, at the end of the day, let's not kid ourselves. We will make a deal on deadline day. We love
yeah,
deadline day. Deadline day and Nottingham Forest transfers go hand in hand. They shake hands. They're a partnership. They may as well be married because it just happens. It's as certain as Christmas being in December. We will make signings on deadline day. But I think as long as you can grab a couple of options for the start of the season and really go at the first two games, well, first three games, because West Ham will come before the deadline day, and then really start to look and go, okay, we still want to pick up a couple. Yeah, I'd do that, but we've got to make sure that we address the fullback options ASAP.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna shoot one at you, and it's one of them ones. It'd probably be that bit more due to um about more minutes because if he's not going to get minutes at where he is now, um, would he come to Forest being that same persona, and that's Harvey Elliott?
I I don't see it with McAtee and Gibbs White.
Mm,
Personally, I mentioned the name a minute ago. If
mm,
we can't get Adama Traore because Fulham can't get the deal over the line for their wingers, Reece Nelson, chuck an offer in
mm,
for Reece Nelson. He's not going to
yeah,
play for Arsenal because they've just gone and got Madueke. They've got Martinelli, Saka, Nwanri. They've got Havertz and Gyökeres. They've got enough up there. I can't see him needing Nelson. So for me, I'd like if he wants to be a loan, do a loan. If I want to sell him, stick a 25 million bid in, see what happens.
mm,
I mean, got decent pace, can score goals off the bench. I mean, look, you've got more chance of playing in Forest's competitions than you have in Arsenal's,
yeah,
and he's another young English kid, so it fits the bill. But I think we've got to get out of this central midfield out wide thing and actually go for pure wingers. I mean, you've got Hudson-Odoi and Dan-Odoi, but apart from that, you've not got anybody that can float out there with pace. And I think, for me, look at what other teams are trying to do and jump on it. Because if Fulham are looking at Reece Nelson for replacing Adama, I know Reece Nelson's been injured a little bit, but so was Hudson-Odoi before he came in.
Yeah. Nathan asked about, do you think we need a forward or will Jesus play up there? Cannot see us playing two up top. I've done a video on this myself or when it comes out on Wednesday, but what do you think to it, Luke?
I think it is very risky to play both Jesus and Wood in the same side. I think you're going to see Sangare probably in midfield. You're going to see Anderson. You're going to see Morgan. And then it'll be Callum and Dan and Doy either side. With then I think Chris Wood through the middle with Jesus coming off the bench.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I don't want to sound daft, but I was thinking about this morning actually when I was on the tram, and it made me think about a lot of different things. And it made me think that obviously when Jesus was at Botafogo, he was the main man that shouted that, and obviously Chris Wood's been on, and as we've seen last two home games, well, couple of games now, obviously they both played up top. Ardwell played up top against Birmingham, and they both played up top last two home games in a way. I know Ardwell played that win on the Florentina, but he played a bit more of a up front. But when we defensive and all that, he played him as a bit more as a number 10. Could you see that, especially them two? Not saying that they'll get in each other way, because you haven't shown it yet, but do you think, especially how they're both like main men, can you see that happening? Because obviously they both played up top by themselves in ways, but do you think they are sort of both used to being the main man?
If they both play together, there is one thing I can be sure on is they'll both know where each other is going to be.
Yeah.
Chris Wood is absolutely fine-tuned to going to either the back post or the middle of the goal. It's evident. So all you need to do is if Chris Wood makes a run, Igor Jesus makes the other run, and then you've got a back post and a front post. The issue I have is, okay, first three games you might get away with it. When you start hitting teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, and Chelsea now to a degree, you can't have the Gibbs, White, Anderson, Jesus midfield. It just is going to be way too lightweight, way too attacking. You've got to have a ball winner. And I think that's why we looked at Douglas Luiz. I very much doubt that one's going to happen now. As much as Italy want to push it, I very much doubt that one's going to happen. Purely for the fact that it's taking far too long. And for me, Sangare is better. Luiz is more mobile, but I think, look, there's better options out there than Douglas Luiz, and ones that will work better for our system. And that's the thing. We can't look at players going, oh yeah, he was good at Aston Villa. Yeah, but Aston Villa's players suited what Douglas Luiz gave them. I'm not sure our squad works exactly the same way.
I mean, what play would you go for then?
Well, I'd be doing a stopgap option. I'd be signing a player that needs experience, and I'd be playing Sangare, Yates in there until we can get Nico Dominguez fit. Nico Dominguez, for me, walks back into that midfield every day of the week, especially in Europe. If we can get Dominguez fit, Dominguez, Anderson, Gibbs, White in midfield, with then a bit more of an improved nucleus, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to work out where James McAtee fits into all of this because he's going to want to start games. But again, I think that's going to come with the amount of games you've got to play. You're not you're not going to see a consistent team this season. Like, it's not going to happen. It's going to be chop change. It's going to be he's picking this team for this game because we're playing this team in the next thing when it comes to September. Because you're going to have Thursday and Sundays quite a lot of the time. So you're gonna see McAtee 1 week, you'll see Gibbs White 1 week. Like you're gonna have it mashed around, and fans are gonna have to start to accept that.
Yeah, I mean, what's your take on Taro? As well, Nathan put this comment in. I mean, I know I've spoken about Taro quite a lot recently, and just to get him having 45 minutes in the games he has featured in them 45 minutes, it's a big positive for me. And I mean, it's one down one side. When he has played more than 45 minutes, we've seen it last season against Brighton and Man U. He's injured again, but this time he seemed to be fit, bit that not fitter, but he seemed hopefully touch wood. He got over his injury issues, and hopefully that he can feature more than just 10, 15 minutes here. Or if he has to play 2 or 3 games in like 2 weeks, he can actually do it without having a repercussion of an injury. I mean, what's your take on it?
Look, I love Taiwo. I was a massive Taiwo fan in the first season and the start of the second season. If we get the Taiwo that came over here, which was able to sprint around, get onto the end of balls, finish chances, yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely love that option to happen. The the thing is, he takes quite a lot of consistent games to get up to speed, and his body is just basically Teflon. It snaps. And for me, great squad option, great option as a third choice striker, but he's kind of fell down the pecking order.
Mm.
And I just feel like we're going to need to see a little bit more. I'd like to see a bit more of an addition up there that can float around. So we've got that surprise package of Taiwo. You don't know what's going to happen. If he scores you a couple of goals, fair enough. But the expectation for me on Taiwo this year is considerably less than what it was the past few seasons. Like Jesus and Wood, I'm looking at you guys for scoring a lot of goals. Taiwo, if you're scoring between 5 to 8 goals this season, fair play.
Mm. That's fair. That is really fair. To be fair. But yeah, I mean, so much going on at the club. Like, especially, I'm expecting it to be a lot more busier now, especially between now and Sunday, and obviously now and end of this transfer window, because obviously all the news that has came out today. I think it's just gonna pick up massively now.
Well, it's Fabrizio's just put out there's a 5-year deal for McAtee. So that looks like it's going to get done as. Is that the right one? Is that the right one? Sorry, I've lost it again now. That might not have been the right Fabrizio. There's loads of parody accounts, but
Oh
um,
yeah, I know. Yeah, it seems like a messing around one, but the one he put out an hour ago, McAtee and Forest soon. They put that sort of like, no, the tweet he always does before the here we go tweet.
yeah, well, I'm just gonna look at Fab's actual accounts. I think I've jumped ahead a little bit. Yeah, that other one was the other one, I think. Was it Was it this one? Yeah, it was the other one. All right. Well, but still, it looks like it's going to happen soon anyway, doesn't it? So, regardless of the fake account with the contract news, it looks like it's going to happen soon anyway from the speed it's been picking up at. So, we'll see.
Yeah, probably. Here we go tonight. I'll probably stand in the morning.
I'll give you something as clear as crystal. It will happen tomorrow afternoon.
Mm,
Forest don't do morning transfers.
true.
It takes them the morning to take the photos and the media stuff. Like, it takes them a whole morning to put the player on the grass, take the photos, and do an interview.
But mind you, to be fair, I give my cousin a big shout out on here because when we sang Angus Dawn, obviously he first noted me Wednesday morning. It wasn't long after when I did the last word show, and he was like saying to me that he was in the Hilton last Wednesday morning, and that he walked over to the Costa Coffee, and basically he said went up to him because obviously he was talking to the security guard, and we're like, "You're Angus Gunn, you signing for him?" And he was like, "I'm signing for Forest. I got my signing at 11 o'clock," and by 1:30, it was announced.
That's the thing, though, isn't it?
That's just proving what you said today. But yeah, I completely agree with you what you have said to us there. But I mean, roll on the rest of the transfer window now.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Definitely. And do you want to tell everyone where they can find you and everything?
Yep, so I'm Certain Touch Football on TikTok. I've done the ploy lots of times. Luke 18652110 on X. Yeah, that's about it really now for me.
Yeah, it's on TikTok. It does a lot of live streams on there. I know some of you guys see me do the live on there as well. I will pick it back up. I did half an hour yesterday, but I will get the TikTok back up live and running just so you guys, if you do watch me on there. It's just been a bit of a manic few weeks with Forest and personal life and at work. So, but yeah, the lives on TikTok will be coming back. Um, so, thank you for coming on as per usual, Mr. Turton.
No worries, I enjoyed it. Let's go.
So, thank you to the guys who have been lively in the chat tonight. It's been a really nice chat actually, in the comments. So I appreciate you guys for getting involved. And thank you for watching as per usual. Subscribe, get us up to 4K on YouTube, and do hit that like button. Get us up to 1K on TikTok as well. I think I'm around 200 off now. So thank you for watching and goodbye.